Hello, hello. Welcome back to the fourth episode of Critically.
Crypto.
I'm your host, Crypto BJ.
I'm your other co-host, Kaylee.btc. You guys can call me Kaylee.
And we're back again for another episode on this Friday evening. So hold on, Kaylee, before we get into the show, let's strike a pose for the thumbnails on 3. 1, 2, 3, strike a pose. All right, thank you so much. So let's just jump in to the top 10. Kaylee, you want to start it off?
Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. Awesome.
Hope you guys had a great week. And here we go.
Awesome. So we're starting off with the top 10. Number 1 is Negapont 8. No surprise there. They've been kind of leading the last few weeks. So their floor right now is 2,100 stacks. And their floor volume today is over 7,000, almost 8,000 stacks. They're up 59% today. Number 2, we have Bitcoin Birds. This is one of the OG stacks NFTs. So they're blue chip. They've been around since the very beginning. So we see their floor is about 545 stacks, and they're up 100% today. Their sale volumes are over 2,700 stacks, which is great. I actually haven't seen this project on the number 10 in a little bit, so I see that it's making progression. As people jump into stacks and there's more mainstream retail investors coming in, they're definitely looking for the older blue chip versions, and we're definitely seeing that, and I can definitely see that today. Number 3, we have Bitcoin Monkeys, another blue chip NFT. So the floor price today is 725 stacks, and they're actually down 46% today, but their sales are over 1,400 stacks. Number 4, we have another companion collection, the Bitcoin Monkeys, Mutant Monkeys. Their floor is 139 stacks, and they're down 47%, but their total sales volume is up over 1,400. So number 5, we have Club 100K. I actually have not seen this collection. This is a new collection that I'm going to throw my eyes at. Their floor price is 35 stacks, and their volume is over 600 stacks, and they're up 76%. Number 6, we have the Saint collection. Their floor is 444 stacks. I love them, those even numbers. And they're up 28% today. Total sales volumes over 400 stacks. Number 7, we have Bitcoin Monkey Labs. Their floor is 181 stacks. Total sales volume is over 380 stacks, and they're up 132% today. Number 8, we have Together with Gamma. So their floor today is 290 stacks, up 100% with a sales volume over 269 stacks. Number 9, we have the Explorer Guild. The Explorer Guild's floor is 60 stacks, and their volume's over 260 stacks today, and they're up 132%. Number 10, last but not least, Project Indigo Act 1. Their floor is 94 stacks, and their total sales volume is 244 stacks, and they're down 11% today. All right, that tops off the top 10 for the stacks NFTs. I know I mentioned a couple here that are new, Club 100. I'm going to look into that and report next week. And number 6, we have the Saint collection, which has gotten a lot of popularity right now. So they have some interesting art context. So we're seeing all these unique collections making headway. So right now it's really interesting for stacks. We're not seeing your typical animal PFP project. We're seeing more one-of-ones, more photography NFTs, more music NFTs being released. So we're seeing a transformation here on the stacks NFT marketplaces. So as we progress here in the weeks to come, we're definitely going to see that change in the number, the top 10s. So let's keep an eye out for that.
Yes, I'm happy to see it. That means that people are going to be, I guess, taking NFTs more seriously. And I think we need that overall for this space. It doesn't matter which chain you're on, because, the JPEG jokes have to stop. Like how much money you have to make until, the JPEG jokes become corny. So anyway, I'm going to give you your top 10 today. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to do the top 10 on Ethereum. We're going to use OpenSea for you guys, and let's do it. So number 1, we have Other Deed 4 other side. This is the Yuga Labs NFT collection that debuted over the weekend, and it is at a floor price of 3.39 Ethereum, and it is, I mean, it's just debuted, so it's not really up anything. Okay, so that's where it ended up landing at. On number 2, we have Bored Ape Yacht Club. It is currently up over the past week, 85%, and it is at a floor price of 105 Ethereum. Wow, those people are really just loving life right now. Number 3, we're at Mutant Ape Yacht Club, and it is up over the last 7 days, 46%, and it's sitting at 22.49 ETH at the floor level. But remember, you guys, the floor is set basically by the people. So just because that's the floor, it doesn't necessarily say how much it's actually worth. All right, number 4 is PXN Ghost Division. This is a new entry on the top 10, and I started to look it up a little bit. It is sitting at a floor price of 4.32 ETH. So that's a pretty strong contender for the first week. Then you have number 5, Beans Official, which is a byproduct or a collaboration product of Azuki. And basically, they have these little bean pods that have hatched now, and you can kind of see what they have hatched into. They are up 464% over the week and sitting at 3.95 Ethereum. Number 6, we have Doodles. It's been a mainstay pretty frequently between the top 15. It is up 277%. It's sitting at 22.49 ETH. And that is a huge jump because last time I remember Doodles, it was not up at 220 ETH. All right. Number 7 is OKRs. That is the Solana-based project. It is down 25% over the last week. It's sitting at 135 Solana. Number 8 is ENS, Ethereum Name Service. Ethereum Name Service is up 275% this week, and it's sitting at 0.01 as the floor price. And if you are not familiar, it is basically like the Web3 version of a domain name. And so it's the service where you can put a .eth after a particular name or number. And so that's seen a huge spike this week. Number 9, Murakami Flower Seed. It is up 32.24%, sitting at 5.8 Ethereum. And rounding out the number 10 is Azuki, of course, and they are up 161%. And I believe that's because their Beans project has now finally been revealed. So I'm sure there was a little that pumped up their price as well. And they're sitting at 23.6 Ethereum. So that is your top 10 for the week. Kaylee, do we have anyone talking in the chat? I really want to thank you guys for being dope in the chat, having really cool side conversations. So don't forget to like and share, tell a friend about us. I'm going to, are you going to pull up the, presentation?
Yeah. I can, yeah.
You can do that? Oh, okay. Either one.
Oh, Satoshi Slim says, good evening, ladies. Happy Friday. It's Friday. It's a good day. Friday. We have Kiki Candy the chat saying good evening, saying, what's up. We have a lot of people just saying hi, checking in. Okay.
Thanks for checking in, you guys. Thanks for checking in.
Okay. Let's jump right into the slide here.
Okay, you guys. So this week we decided to talk about rarity, buying rare NFTs, what makes an NFT rare, what's rare NFT versus a floor NFT or a floor price NFT. I think it's really important to understand this, to pretty much understand how digital collectibles work. You have anything on that, Kaylee?
No, yeah, I agree with what you said. Yeah, we want to understand like what, when we're talking about NFTs, we want to know like what makes them unique, what makes them special. And here we have like a specific, like we're looking into what is the foundation that makes that.
Yes. So with I'm gonna cover the ranking side of it. So NFTs all have different, if it's a PFP project, right? So there are NFTs that are one of ones. There are NFTs that are very small collections. There are NFTs that are memberships that don't really vary. It's just basically a digital collectible that it all looks the same, but it just gives you access to enter a type of group or event, that kind of thing. But what we're talking about are collections that have, let's say, 1,000 different types of entities in a collection or more, or even 500 probably could go into this category or more. So 500 to 10,000 or more. And we're talking about what makes one NFT in that collection more rare than another. And it's going to come down to the traits. So with these projects, some of the traits of the image are, you see them over and over again. And some of the traits of the project, you only see once or twice, right? That can be a color, that can be a fun.
Oh, I think we're frozen here, guys. 1 second. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear us. Oh, I think we're frozen here, guys. Okay, so picking up where Crypto BJ left off, what we're saying about ranking, right? Ranking can change in a lot of ways. So sometimes the first NFT in that collection, let's say it's 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, the first NFT can be considered the rarest one. Or maybe an NFT that's all gold would be considered rare too. And let's not forget about the emotional connections, right? Maybe there's an NFT that looks like your favorite character and everybody knows this character. So even though it's like maybe out of 1,000, it's like 999, people still want it and they still price it very high because of the emotional connection. So we're seeing that whether it's gold or it's ranked number one, or if it has emotional connection, this really drives ranking and it really drives what people want to see in an NFT set. So we want to also keep in mind the community is a huge thing too, right? We know when it comes down to people, we all have different wants and needs, and we're seeing that in the collections, whether or not they're number one, they're gold, et cetera, et cetera. Some traits, and now traits like Crypto BJ was saying, this makes an NFT rare too. So maybe this NFT is holding something and it's holding a weapon and it comes with weapons, and all the NFTs in the set comes with weapons, but certain weapons are ranked higher than other weapons. So that will drive the value of it too. So traits, rarity, rank, the community too. Like we mentioned before, if people are looking into the project and there's a lot of activity, they're going to drive the market. They're going to drive the wants and needs of the collection. And it doesn't matter. And sometimes we see rank matter. Sometimes we see other factors matter. Like I said, emotional connections really do drive value because it's not just what the project may deem to be rare. The community can decide for themselves, okay, I like that. And maybe you see your friends say, oh, he likes that, so I need that too. So that is another factor that drives market prices, market wants, market needs in an NFT collection. So that's where we see the differentiation in rarity and floors. So we have a tip here. Deciding to purchase rare versus floor NFTs depends on the collector's strategy, long-term or short-term. In my NFT groups, I see a lot of people say, don't just buy the NFT because it's quote unquote rare. Buy it because you actually like the NFT. and that may sound weird, like, oh, it's rare, so it's a good long-term hold. But if you're holding something long-term and you have the choice of holding it, you also want to make sure it's something you actually like, because you're gonna be staring at it. And some people, a lot of people, use those NFTs as their profile pictures. So like if you have something, you want to make sure you actually genuinely like it too. All right. So let's move on to the next slide here. And just to specify, floor NFT is the NFT in that collection that's ranked the lowest in market price. So say we have a collection and the highest item is 1,000 stacks or 1,000 ETH. The lowest price one is that floor price. Hey.
Hey, so sorry about that.
Oh, good.
Not sure where you are. No, it's fine.
Yeah. Just wrapping up the first slide. So just adding on to what you were saying about like traits and ranking and why they're important and how they can be found in a collection.
Yes. So how to find rare NFTs. You can use NFT tools. And you can also use, for people who are more technologically advanced, you can actually read and check the smart contract prior to the NFT being revealed. And so a lot of times, sometimes projects choose to reveal the NFT immediately, but sometimes projects will hold out. And if they haven't disguised it well, people who are familiar or they know their way around a smart contract can kind of figure out what are the more rare traits. And so that's really interesting. But for most people, and then also the partnership side of things. So when they project might partner and give rare NFTs to a specific group of people for being early adopters and being early members of the community. So that is another way to find rare NFTs. And I believe the next slide, we're going to talk about what tools there are to use. Did you already talk about whether or not you should purchase one or one rare versus multiple floor NFTs?
No, I did not talk about it. Talk about it.
Okay, so basically that's kind of a conundrum with a lot of people, because usually rare NFTs, when an NFT project drops, it's usually a random a random dispersal of NFTs, and no one knows if they're going to get a rare or not. And then immediately people will, as soon as they find out if they have a rare or not, they will then start selling and trading, and they might trade up, right, and sell whatever they have to then get something that's more rare. And some people might will just, so some people trade up and some people are there just for the short-term sell. Yeah. Right. So it really depends on the type of strategy that you have, because something that's rare, you're going to want to hold for the long term. And something that's not rare, you might just want to sell it in the short term so that you can get that liquidity back. So it's really up to you how you want to play it. Some people might buy multiple non-rare NFTs and kind of flip it that way, as opposed to, just getting one or two rare entities of that collection. It just depends on like your investment style and how you want to go about investing with it. And there's a lot of times where people will purchase, they will get in early on a project. They will immediately, in the short term, while it's being revealed or right after the reveal, they'll sell it, and then they'll buy something that's rare in a totally different collection, because that's the collection that they really want, and they want to hold that one long term, and that's what they believe in. So you can do that too. It's so many different ways to go about it, but just so you have an background understanding of how that works. In front of you, there's a list of different tools. There's definitely 30 tools out there, at least on the Ethereum side, of what you can use to help you find out the rarity of an NFT really quickly. And so we have rarity.tools, we have rarity sniffer, raritysniffer.com. There's trait sniper, right? Traitsniper.com. There's rank NFT, ranknft.io, and there is rarity sniper. These are some of the main ones that you can use. And basically it allows you, as soon as the project launches, you can, and it's revealed, the traits are revealed, you can jump in and put in the name of that project and search and see exactly, which ones are rare and which ones are not. And so that you can easily just kind of sift through. And also on OpenSea, you can also search by trait, and it will tell you like this trait is like 1%, 2%, or 50%, or 100%. Every NFT has this particular trait, and so you can kind of do searches via the trait. So I wanted to share that with you, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually go through it right now. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see if I can share my content. Let me see. Oh, you're sharing. So let me see if I can go
here.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, as the months go by, they upgrade so quickly, these NFT tools.
Yes.
So I mean, even if you're not buying like the paid version, if there is a paid version, there's there's no reason why you can't make a flip. There's so much being offered right now.
Exactly. I'm gonna share my screen. All right.
Let's see what's popping in the chat.
Yes, please do.
I'm fairly oblivious, Satoshi Slim, I'm fairly oblivious to the details of the NFT space. So this is good. Nice.
So happy. We're happy to hear it. So I'm just gonna go back to the top 10. I am going to pick a project on here that was, let's try this. Beans. This is created by Team Azuki. This floor price right now is 3.89. And here I can do a search here. So if I click on this one right now, there is a bid going on for it. I can scroll down here where it says properties, and it says off-white background is 17%. I see the clothing that this particular NFT character has on is a cowboy, and that's 0.54%. Eyes being closed, that's 12%. And so you can kind of look to see if I would say that these numbers are pretty low. So I would say that this seems to be a pretty rare NFT, but I would continue to look to find out more of the details and look through the collection. So anyway, you can start at OpenSea, and then you can kind of move on to use something that is a little easier to navigate. I wanted to check, let's see, which one did I have pulled up here? I had NFT rank. .io. Okay. Oh, it's rank NFT. Sorry. Yeah. And I am going to scroll down here, and I'm going to search a particular collection. So I can search it. Oh, right here, collections. Then I can put in the name of the collection. I'm going to just do the Akutar because I know it's on here. And then I'm going to click on the collection. Oh, it's taking me back to OpenSea. But yeah, I can click on this collection. And now they name each one. Normally collections have some kind of like long digital code number, but Akutars did it by name. So you see Puma.01. And then you can basically see the different names. This one is called Abduction. This one is called Hollywood. So I can click on this here, Okay, it's loading up. Just give it a second. And you can, it's the number 3 in the whole entire collection. And you can see what the rarity score is. You can see the item, there's 15,000 in this collection. You can see what the traits are that make this. And you can open it up on OpenSea, so you can see if someone is listing it right now. They're listing it, or it's on bid for 1.55. So I actually think, for a rare, if you're going to hold it long term and you really like Aku, you like Micah Johnson, who is the creator of this project, I don't actually think that's a bad deal for that particular, or the number 3 piece in the collection. So that is just a little bit of, how you can search through the rarities of these collections. And you can use multiple websites because they all rate it a little bit differently. However, even though they rate it, they are usually very close, right? So a number 3 in a collection could be a number 5 in another website, but basically they're using statistics and probability, and which will take you to be something that's very similar.
I do find it interesting. The tools and stuff, they all rank it a little differently. So you're never going to have like a set number, but you'll know exactly where it stands. And that's pretty good to me. As long as I know where I stand or have an idea for a rare NFT, that's pretty helpful.
Very, very helpful. So you guys figure out, which type of collector you are going to be. I think that, what actual sites do you use for Stacks NFTs?
Yes. So for Stacks, there are developing NFT spy tools. For right now, we have two well-known ones. NFT Spy, which is nftspy.tools, and we have Ninja Alerts. So really interesting thing here, Ninja Alerts was actually the CEO, Trevor Owens, is actually a part of some really cool projects on Stacks. So this is a huge thing right now. And NFT Spy tools, their UI is pretty interesting too. And it's pretty straightforward. It's literally a website. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So go back here. So this is the interface, right? So this is the web page for NFT Spy tools. They'll show you the collection, which we see right here of here's Madstar. And it's really cool. So on their Twitter page, they'll actually show you like the deal of the day. So we were talking about this earlier about sometimes like you don't need to pay a membership all the time to get some of these deals. Because if you really want a specific collection and you want to trade for it, like Crypto BJ mentioned earlier, you can do that. And these are the methods of which you can do it. So here are NFT Spy tools. They have a tweet about every day, deals of the day. Section has been invaded by Megapont apes, which we know is the top collection on Stacks. And they made a joke, who's going to sweep this? So here we see 5 well-priced apes. So on their NFT Spy tools, we see a Bitcoin monkey. We see the rank is 530 out of 2,500 at 950. So again, that's a pretty good price for a top under 600 ranks NFT. And we're seeing a low price Megapont apes. Last week, their floor price was 3,000, and we're seeing this rank 1,078 for 2,400. So they show you top collections here, and they show you community people. They have the deals that they spotted, 1,248, alert settled, so how many they actually played on for. So you really see like how many deals they're seeing in actuality and what they're settling on in the day or in the time frame. And again, like we mentioned before, sometimes they have free, sometimes you have to pay. So there's a free membership here, which you can subscribe to. There's for 1 month for the inspector budget, it's 20 stacks. So that's about 40 USD, maybe 45, 50, depending on the fluctuations right now in the market. If you're looking at it in terms of fiat. So that gives you 3 collections to spy on, 15-minute scan delays, private Discord access, alerts. Here we have JPEG bond. So that's 35. So that's about give or take 60 to 70 US dollars for 1 month, 5 collections to spy on, live scan delay, private Discord access, and alerts on single NFTs. That's pretty dope. And of course, they're actually launching their own collection. So it's pretty cool. So they want to launch a collection and they're going to talk about the advantages of it. So if you're using these spy tools and you want deals or you want certain incentives, this is one of the ways to get into this. So we see their collection. So what is NFT Spy Tools? They say it's a service that helps you spy on the best NFT deals through Discord custom alerts. So of course you'd have to go through Discord. You set up the alerts by logging in and they give you notifications like, hey, your item just sold, or hey, the one you wanted is listed at a like 30% discount. So this is the type of stuff we're talking about. This is stuff we're looking for. And we have a roadmap here. What do you think, Crypto BJ? I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's super duper cool. I just want to interject a question. We have someone that asked, you think Stacks NFTs are better?
I don't think so. Because you know how you mentioned before, like it honestly, it doesn't matter the NFT because eventually they're all gonna bridge on every blockchain. So eventually you'll have like everything will be connected. Everything will be connected. I do think Stacks, that blockchain has certain advantages over other blockchains that we'll get into in this stream and other streams to come. So they're building on Bitcoin. So they're a layer 1 solution on Bitcoin that's building. And that being built on Bitcoin, that's an advantage in the long term because they're developing certain technologies that we see other blockchains have. Like they're building hyperchains for faster transactions so we don't have transaction blocks or issues. And they're building out like every day. So I would say eventually we're going to see bridges for every asset. But Bitcoin for me is the end game. And that's part of that.
Yes. I was going to just add to that too. Like, what do you want it could also be a thing of where do you want to hold your money? Like, do you want to hold your money in Ethereum? Or do you want to hold your money in Solana? Or do you want to hold your money, in Bitcoin and Stacks? So that can be a way that you can like be exposed to NFTs. But if you're really die hard about a particular holding your money in a particular token, that could be a way about it. Because, for example, like these other blockchains are having difficulties with their blockchains. They're not like Bitcoin. So there's a lot of ups and downs and crashes. Like Ethereum crashed or Etherscan crashed over the weekend. So, and that's the main place where people, as a block explorer, that people look for and verify things on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's also something to keep in mind too. Like, what do you believe in?
Yeah, I have some friends who trade on ETH, primarily ETH. They just trade on ETH, but when they make profits, they make sure to put those profits into Bitcoin. So even if you're like trading NFTs and you're saving, as long as you're saving into Bitcoin, I think that's really the takeaway. Like you're making sure you're making your profit where you need it to be and then putting it back where it belongs.
Yes, exactly. So you can decide, are you about a particular NFTs community? Like is it the NFT, and the person behind or the team behind the NFT, and then you go on any blockchain, or are you investing you're investing with other ideals in mind, like we just mentioned? Someone asked, but Stacks NFTs, you don't have to deal with gas fees.
That's true.
Yeah. So if that's something that's to you.
And I know, well, whenever, ETH eventually will plan to upgrade their to their second layer, which would hopefully bring down gas prices. But also Polygon Polygon may be Ethereum's layer 2 solution, and it has low gas prices. So I will say Stacks has the advantage of low gas prices for sure, because you can literally put it to like a few cents.
And someone mentioned about the fees being lower on Coinbase, and that's like a limited time only thing. They're trying to be competitive and gain some market share. So that's why they're offering for people to list NFTs or buy NFTs, and they're forgoing a lot of the fees that OpenSea is offering, and other marketplaces have to charge to basically stay in business. But since they have a lot of infusion of venture capital, they're able to do that. There's also now Kraken, out of Kraken. I don't know if you guys use Kraken, but they also now have an NFT marketplace that they're launching. And the Coinbase NFT has now, NFT marketplace has opened up for anyone that has a Coinbase account. Is no longer in the beta side of things. But again, it's just a marketplace, just like going to this store or that store to buy your NFTs. You know, hopefully you wouldn't keep your NFTs again in any particular exchange, and you would transfer that into your own wallet.
Yep. I want to touch on Ninja Alerts here. I talked about Trevor, who is CEO of the project. So this is another custom alerts for actually Stacks and Ethereum. So you can actually do this for both chains. So they have custom alerts and push notifications for any contract or wallet. So like I mentioned before, they do this so you can see patterns and trends in real time. They give you like an image of what the interface looks like. So you get early access promotion. I'm on the Discord right now. So if you join the Discord, you win a free lifetime license or get whitelisted for their private sales. They launched already on October 21st. So they have a mobile and web app, and that gives you notifications for any contract. And they've already released their version 1.1, which is where they release notifications for any wallet and curated list. So, you know, here's another item that you can use. And again, you see that you see the push notifications, like you see the phone, you see the laptop, so you see that it's suitable for both. So you're at work, you can check on breaks on your phone. You're at home, you can log in on your computer. Yep.
Okay. Ninja alerts.
Yes.
We had quite some conversation, but in the chat, but I think we actually addressed quite a few of your questions, and we'll check back in just in a second. Sorry for the technical issue, but I'm back, and I'm actually going to get into the news now. That's where we're at, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into the news. Okay, so much has happened, and we're just gonna cover a few of the highlights because we don't want to take up too much of your Friday. So let's go and get into it. So if you, I don't know if you guys, I don't know what age range everyone here is, but if you are familiar with the .com boom, you know that domain names have been a craze, right, in the past. And so this weekend, it kind of went crazy with the Ethereum domain names, the ENS names. And so I'm going to read an article about that today. Domain names are fueling the latest NFT craze on Ethereum, and here's why. The Ethereum name service, which is ENS for short, has generated 1.3 million in sales over the last 24 hours. This was written a few days ago, as .eth domain sales surged 2,300%. In the last week, Ethereum domain name sales on OpenSea are up 23% as users rush to buy highly coveted and scarce 3- and 4-digit numbers. The ENS is a domain name provider for the Ethereum blockchain. The ENS is controlled by a DAO, which uses governance tokens to make collective decisions. It has close ties to the Ethereum Foundation and has been around since 2017. This week, Ethereum users have taken to speculating on the future value of 3- and 4-digit ENS names that end in .eth. Each one is an NFT that is minted and sold just like your average NFT. So just like you can go on, and I showed you how you can go on OpenSea and search for photography NFTs, music NFTs, metaverse land NFTs. You can go on there and also search ENS names and purchase them and sell them at your leisure. So let's see if I want to skip down. You can use the ENS names like as a .eth to connect it to your wallet, but you can also use it for your Web3 website, and it actually doesn't expire, which is really cool. So it says the number of celebrities and public figures currently use the ENS names, and they mention Vitalik Buterin. And so basically, here's someone's tweet that says, my take on 4-digit ENS. There's only 10,000. Numbers are universal. All of ENS's utility. It's simple, it's clean, and it's causing outrage. Outrage is bullish. And he goes on a little bit further. So basically, you can also have subdomains that connect to your main domain. So people were sitting here going around like 888.eth, 777.eth, because what if NFT was, you had the 777th NFT in a particular collection, then y'all can be a crew, everybody who's 777, and that can be a website. And so anyway, that happened over the weekend, and ENS made a lot of money from that. And like I said, it said in the past week, ENS saw 119% increase in domain registrations.
Insane.
So insane. And I want you guys to know, ENS isn't the only one that has a .e. Bitcoin has .btc, which Kaylee has. Solana has a .sol as well. Theirs is the way that you get yours is a little different. You actually have to bid on it. But definitely check it out if you're interested. It's really easy to kind of just navigate. I can actually quickly do it for you. We can just click right here, and you see here, it says domain names. And you can see Unstoppable Domains gives you multiple different types of domains. You can see all of the top 10 different types of Web3 domains. I can click here, and I can see what's going on right here. The party, Deegan, what is this? I love you 1314.eth, right? Blah, 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 blah. So you can go on here and have a field day investing and flipping domain names. And the next article, we're going to get into a little bit of Yuga Labs, because Yuga Labs, when they dropped last week their other deed, they basically crashed the network because so many people wanted to purchase land in the Yuga Labs metaverse called the Other Side. And if you wanted to find their NFTs or the deeds, they're called the Other Deed. So if you search the Other Deed, you will see all the different the land that they have. And so the firm behind Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection is looking to make amends for its chaotic virtual land sale. Yuga Labs has returned the gas fees of everyone who failed to mint an Other Deed NFT on April 30th. We have refunded gas fees to everyone who made a transaction that failed due to network conditions caused by the mint. The fees have been sent back to the wallets used for the initial transaction. Yuga Labs spent about 90 ETH, which are around $265,000 on roughly 640 refunds. The largest individual refund was 2.6 ETH, around $7,500 that someone spent and didn't actually get an NFT. That's how much they spent over the price of the NFT to try and collect it, to actually purchase it. With the firm spending around 0.26 ETH in gas fees to send out all the refunds, which was not a lot. The refund may be the sole lauded choice. Yuga Labs has made around the debut land sale for its upcoming Other Side metaverse. After the initial launch of 55,000 NFTs caused investors to pay over 100 million in ETH in transaction fees. Yuga had announced the refund days in advance. Blah, 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 blah. That's what we're going to say. So this was very controversial because a lot of people feel like Yuga Labs was warned that they would cause this type of chaos on the Ethereum blockchain, and they did it anyway to create publicity around their land sale. And obviously, them refunding that money was kind of just a drop in the bucket for how much they made in the land sale. And there was a lot of FUD going on, shit talking about them because so many people had told them that they needed to create their own blockchain. And they kind of use this opportunity to say, like, yeah, we do need our own blockchain. Kaylee, what do you think about this?
I'm 100%. I agree with you. I'm laughing over here because it's true. They knew. How would they, like, they're the top collection on OpenSea, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Bored Ape Kennel Club, Union Ape Yacht Club. They knew. Yuga Labs, they knew, but it was calculated because they wanted to use that to get people to understand, like, ETH is a problem. This is not going to work. We need to make our own. We tried ETH. See, we tried. It didn't work. We're going to make our own now. And they might already have something in development, and they haven't said anything. I think it was calculated, and I think it's shicey of them to do that. But again, that's the game you play when you're in Web3 and you're developing all this tech, you know. So ETH had time. They had years to develop ETH 2.0. And I don't see it today. And I think this is a result of that.
Exactly. I have on the screen a visual of the other deed of a particular port parcel of land here. And if you can see how it's kind of very fairy tale looking, it has water, a river, and you can also see what does it say? Brimstone. So you know where it is. You can kind of see what environment. It says brimstone 3% have this brimstone trait, and it's kind of like the location of where this land is. Cosmic Dream is the sediment. Blah blah blah. So I'm just gonna pull up another one that looks a little different so that you guys can have a visual of what the land actually looks like. And you could be selling this land in the future, or you could actually build something on top of this. I don't know what you would build, but there's a lot of creative people out there. I'm sure they would figure something out.
That's so cool. So I feel bad for the people who spent all that money on failed transactions. Because they wanted to refund them something, give them some land.
I mean, why not? But you know, they want to make sure that they have a great aftermarket. And I screenshot this because I needed to, because I wanted to share it with you guys. And it was the Other Side generated $580 million in secondary volume so far. So that's not selling. They sold out their collection, and then they've already made $580 million. So that $260,000 that they refunded people back was nothing. That was nothing. That was the least that they could do. You know what I mean? So what do you have for the news, Kaylee?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that little bit. I'm just like, they made all that money and they couldn't afford to give people land. Oh my God. But you know, it's, you hear that and it's like, well, why didn't they just make the blockchain? You know, that's so interesting.
Hey, you gotta make it, you gotta do your promo, however you gotta do your promo.
That's true. So for news, we have an upcoming collection mint tomorrow. So this is Moonray. I've talked to you guys about this last week too. They were originally supposed to mint on Friday, but because of the other land sales, they wanted to push it to this week so they could free up the transactions, because they had a feeling that there would be a gas wars and there'd be problems. So luckily they moved the mint over. So it's tomorrow and we're seeing the time. So from on May 7th tomorrow from 12 a.m. So tonight at 12 a.m. at midnight to 5:30 in the morning, the partner and the guilds can mint. From 6:30 to 8 a.m., the pre-sale pass holders. So if you hold a pass, pre-sale pass, you can mint from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And if you are whitelist, you can mint from 8:30 a.m. to 12 a.m. And after that, midnight on Sunday, that's public sale. So if they don't sell everything, which I suspect that they will during the whitelist time slot, this is something to consider investing in because they're going to have land sales. And we just talked about Yuga's land sale. So you guys have an idea of what's going to happen and how things go down. So this is an opportunity to buy into a project that will have land sales. So this is generational wealth. Again, we're seeing this unfold in front of us. Move this out the way. And then we're looking back at the Moonray fact from their Medium article. So the mint details is on the 7th. So there will also be a follow-up drop, which is the Genesis drop in the summer, which will be split into 3 different mints. So again, the time slots. Oh, so the quantity is 5,500 in total. So that was an error on my part saying 3,500. So quantity is 5,500 and the treasury will have 500 allocated. The partners early access 400, pre-sale pass holders will have 750. Okay, so the whitelist will have 3,250. And then whatever is not sold, which is the 600, that's up for public grabs. So this is an opportunity to get in on a project. And then next up, we have Console. Console is a Discord killer application. So this is more of DAOs. CryptoVasion and I made a joke the other day. He says it's gonna be hot DAO summer. So
Yes, it will be.
you heard it here, folks, guys. We called it. It's gonna be hot DAO summer. So Console, which is developing, they're going to have a DAO, a decentralized DAO platform. So they're going to start off with 10 DAOs, but their first partner that's debuting first is CrashPunks. So CrashPunks is an NFT project on Stacks. They were in the top 10 collection. Let me pull them up real fast on Byzantium. So CrashPunks. Right here, volume 2. So this is a collection on Byzantium. It's loading here, but they're going to be debuting first. So if you own a CrashPunk, you're going to be in the DAO. The DAO allows you to vote on certain things. So if you want something to happen for the collection, everybody can vote on it. And in that DAO, you can be rewarded funds equally with your peers. So that's just the start of it. But this is something that's going to be major. It's going to get rid of Discord. It's going to be crypto native. So this is the beauty of Web3. They're making a decentralized application to replace all these centralized apps like Discord. And the beauty of Console too is the translation. There won't be a translation barrier. If you write something in English, but you're a Spanish speaker and you also speak a little bit of English, you can translate that to Spanish. So this is incredible. It's coming soon. We're going to see this in July of 2022. Also, if you guys are looking to launch a product off, be a founder and you have a team that's trying to get off the ground, Stacks has a system where you can apply for grants and mentoring. So we have an account here, albertling.btc. Good morning, good news for everyone. We have gotten support from our family of super awesome mentors who are all innovators and entrepreneurs in the Stacks and Bitcoin ecosystem. Together, we can create one-of-a-kind Stacks Web 3.0 disruption series. So basically, the Stacks Ventures is a program. So if you are already a project and you have a team in place, a developer, designer, and you already have a project and you're looking to expand, you'd apply for that program. But this program is before that. So the 3.0 disruption series is important to Web 3.0. It's a bootcamp for founders. This is designed to transform you on your Web3 startup journey. If you are blessed with a highly adapted mind, a founder trait, you continue reading. So if you guys want, please look up this user because they dropped the link here where you can apply. So it's a boot camp enabling entrepreneurs to begin building their startups on Bitcoin with Stacks. So this is something to look into. And I know you guys know Stacks is new, so they're going to have a lot of these programs because they don't have billions like ETH, but they do have millions and will grow up to the billions, hopefully. What do you think about that, Crypto BJ? It looks so cool. This is great for projects.
Yeah, a lot of these, for people that actually want to get into this space, there are a lot of grants, a lot of opportunities, and launch pads to create what it is that your vision is, and they give you a lot of resources and tools. So I think it's really, really important to check into it and to see, how you can get involved.
I definitely agree. And I believe that's all for my news today. Oh, I'm sorry. One last thing. So if you guys are interested, there is a GameFi and Metaverse conference happening in Stacks. So it's presented by Crash Punks, but it's also in collaboration with Ninja Alerts, which we talked about earlier, and another platform. So this is going to take place between June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd. On June 2nd, they're going to have a one-day virtual conference focused on the latest in GameFi, building a metaverse secured on Bitcoin, and more. So there's speakers here. If you own a Crash Punk, you can be a part of a Q&A with Neil Stevenson. He is the author and writer of Snow Crash, which coined the term metaverse. So that's a really cool opportunity if you're interested in, or if you want to sponsor. They have opportunities for you to host Discord spaces. If you want to do shout outs on your social media page, if you click this link up here, you can register and learn more.
Yes. So thanks for that. That sounds like a really cool event. There's so many conferences that are being created. It's like every 2-3 weeks or something. So I know I'm going to be at VCon. So I don't know if any of you guys out there are going to be there, but I will be there, and I will be finding out what is going on, what's coming up next in this space. So we'll report to you guys and let you know, what's popping in these streets. And there was a few other things in the chat. Someone asked, hot damn right. How do you keep up with following so many projects? And I gave you guys a huge tip when I talked with King Bless maybe a little over a month ago, where I said a virtual assistant is where it's at. Like, if you are a professional person, you don't have the time, you have a family, having a virtual assistant to kind of help scour things for you and keep you updated, that's going to be your biggest and best hack to be able to manage it all, because it can be overwhelming, especially if you're like, okay, I can keep up with Ethereum, but I can't keep up with the Solana NFTs, and then, the Stacks NFTs, and you're like, your brain feels like it's going to explode. So I would definitely suggest that you do that. Someone asked if we thought that Yuga Labs is going to jump on Polygon. No, we don't. Okay. No, we think they're going to create their own. And basically that's what the community has been saying and talking about. So I think that's where that's where they're going to go. And remember that last week we talked about NFT marketplaces. So if you are wanting to know, you're like, I don't know what the NFT marketplaces are. We both, when we do the top 10, we use the marketplaces that we use the most, which I use OpenSea. And Kaylee, which one do you use?
I use Byzantium. There's also Gamma.io.
Yes. And so we talked about that. So go and check last week's episode, because we're trying to break it down for you and give you piece by piece, so you can catch up. So if you go back, we're on episode 4 right now. So if you go back, we're trying to give it to you in a way that's digestible, and that you can give you the building blocks so that you can go out and be your best self and achieve financial freedom like,
Yeah.
which is what we're all here to do. Let's see. What are your thoughts about Cardano NFTs? Let's see what else. And then we're gonna end on that. What are our thoughts on Cardano NFTs? For me, it's not really about, I mean, it's about the NFT project, right? That's what we went over. Like, what makes a great NFT project? So it really doesn't matter what chain it's on. Does it have the components of a great NFT project? Who are the founders? Do they have a great community? All of those things. I'm going blank. Yes, their roadmap, right? What's the utility of the NFT project? So I'm not, even though I'm talking about Ethereum NFTs, like, I'm not loyal to none of these posts. Okay, to be honest, I'm not loyal to any of them. I heard it's about, like, is the project solid? Exactly. And so that's what I think you should take with you. You have anything to add to that, Kaylee?
I agree with you 100%. The project is the project. For me, I won't lie to you guys. Like, I mean, not lying, but like, sometimes I flip NFTs. Sometimes I just hold NFTs because I like the art. I like the project. Sometimes I flip them to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. So for me, it's like NFTs, I think a good chunk of them will probably end up going to zero against Bitcoin. But there are some that I want to support the artist, or some that I believe will be good companies in the long term.
Yes. And, you know, keep it, if your fees are really important to you, some people that gets under their skin. So if that you know, if you didn't, and what I talked about before too is, you know, what you want to do is be investing in these coins, right? So and then invest in NFTs with the gains, right? So if you have a bunch of Cardano stocks, right, then it might make sense for you to be investing with on Cardano NFTs, right? Because, you know, it's really important that you're investing with your gains. So I'm going to leave that here. I hope you guys enjoyed our show. I hope you learned something. Because, you know, we're coming to you weekly, and we're really wanting to give you our hearts and and let you know, like, really make, we want you to be very proficient in this NFT game, and we hope we're giving you the game that you need. Kaylee?
Yeah, Crypto Beige, where can they follow you at? Where can they find you?
Crypto Bay Media. You can find me. And where can they find you? Kaylee.btc.
Yeah, so you guys can find me at I am Kaylee.btc on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah, that's where you guys can find me.
Okay, so until next week, we say keep your ears to the crypto streets. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.